Welcome to the Scenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Have you ever felt like your emotions were, on a totally unpredictable roller coaster?
Oh, absolutely.
One minute you're sailing smoothly, the next you're maybe plummeting into irritability or, soaring into inexplicable joy.
It's something so many people experience.
Exactly. It's common, especially for women, and it often leaves us wondering why. Why is this happening? So today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that. The complex world of mood swings in females.
Yeah, it's a really important topic.
Our mission is basically to cut through the noise, give you a shortcut to being genuinely well-informed, and unpack the pretty intricate science behind these shifts.
And the goal.
Really, to empower you with knowledge that can actually improve mental health and, overall well-being.
And what's truly fascinating, and something our sources kept highlighting, is that mood swings are rarely caused by just one thing. It's not that simple.
Right, not just flipping a switch.
Exactly. Think of it more like a complex symphony, maybe, where lots of different instruments are playing their part.
That's a good analogy.
So while hormonal fluctuations are, yes, often the most talked about triggers, and they're definitely powerful.
Sure, they get a lot of attention.
Our deep dive shows we also have to consider the big roles played by underlying mental health conditions, chronic stress, certain medications, even other physical health issues.
Okay.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, understanding this whole landscape, this multifaceted view, is just key.
Why is that so important?
Well, it's not just about managing symptoms day to day. It's about empowering better emotional control, maybe dismantling some of the stigma around these experiences.
Yeah, the stigma's huge.
And ultimately, encouraging more women to seek out the support they actually need, the support that's right for them.
That's a really powerful way to frame it, a complex symphony.
Yeah.
And yeah, often the loudest section, or the one we think is loudest, is played by hormones.
Right.
So let's jump right into that. Because what I found really compelling in the research, and something I think might surprise some listeners, is just how much these internal chemical messengers shape our emotional world, especially during certain key life stages.
Absolutely. Those stages are critical.
So let's start with the one most people know, the menstrual cycle.
Okay.
Before a period starts, that rapid drop in estrogen and progesterone, it's not just physical. It seriously impacts crucial brain chemicals, particularly serotonin.
The feel-good one.
Exactly, the feel-good booster. It's almost like the brain suddenly loses that natural boost, leaving some women much more vulnerable to mood shifts.
Makes sense.
And that's why so many experience PMS, premenstrual syndrome. It shows up as, general moodiness, irritability, sometimes significant sadness.
Classic symptoms.
But it can go deeper. Our sources really highlight premenstrual dysphoric disorder, PMDD. It affects about 5% of women.
And that's much more severe.
Way more severe.
Sure.
This isn't just a bad mood. It's a serious, often debilitating condition. It really underscores just how dramatically these monthly hormonal shifts can impact someone's whole life.
A really important distinction to make there between PMS and PMDD.
Definitely. And tracking these hormonal journeys, we also can't skip over puberty, those formative years.
I mean, absolutely not. A roller coaster in itself.
Totally. What teen girls go through isn't just, adolescent drama. It's a literal hormonal upheaval. These hormones are changing so rapidly.
Yeah, the fluctuations are intense.
And that amplifies emotions, leading to frequent, sometimes really intense mood shifts, heightened sensitivity.
Yeah.
It often feels like an emotional roller coaster. Teens and their families totally bewildered.
It's a stark reminder these aren't just minor blips, they're profound biological changes happening.
Yeah.
And this pattern continues, right, through a woman's reproductive life, eventually leading into menopause and perimenopause.
Right, another huge transition.
And here we see another major shift, a significant drop in hormone levels, especially estrogen. What our sources show is that estrogen isn't just a reproductive hormone.
What else does it do?
It's actually a critical neuromodulator. Basically, it actively influences brain function. So when those estrogen levels decline, it can directly contribute to a range of mood issues. Things like heightened anxiety, depressive symptoms, even those sort of unexpected outbursts of anger people sometimes report.
Wow. So it's way more than just hot flashes then.
Oh, much more. It's a profound neurological shift, too.
Okay. And speaking of profound shifts, maybe the most dramatic hormonal changes happen during pregnancy and the postpartum period.
Absolutely. The swings there are huge.
During pregnancy, the body is just awash in fluctuating hormones affecting everything, energy, emotions, everything. Then, right after childbirth, there's this immediate massive drop in those hormones. That often leads to what people call the baby blues.
Which are common, but usually temporary.
Right. But it's so crucial to differentiate that from postpartum depression. Our sources really stress this. PPD involves much more serious, persistent, emotional symptoms.
And it needs professional attention.
Absolutely. It affects roughly 1 in 7 new mothers, so it's not rare. The speed and the sheer magnitude of these hormonal shifts are, well, pretty astounding when you look at it.
They really are.
So that's a really thorough look at the hormonal side, the internal shifts. It makes me wonder, though, are we sometimes maybe too quick to blame everything on hormones when women experience mood changes?
That is a fantastic question. And you've hit on something really crucial there.
Yeah.
While hormones are, without doubt, a major piece of the puzzle, our research makes it crystal clear there's a whole spectrum of other influences at play.
Okay, so what else?
Well, we often see mood swings that seem completely unrelated to hormonal cycles, and understanding these factors is absolutely vital to get the full picture. For instance, mental health conditions are significant drivers. Think about disorders like bipolar disorder, major depressive disorder, various anxiety disorders, even borderline personality disorder.
How do they connect?
They can all manifest with intense, unpredictable, sometimes really rapid mood changes. And what's important and tricky is that these conditions can exist on their own or alongside hormonal changes.
Okay. So it gets complicated.
Very complicated. It makes diagnosis complex, but getting it right is vital for effective treatment. Our sources really hammer home that it's not always one or the other. Sometimes it's both interacting.
That makes sense. What about external things like medications?
Yeah, definitely. Certain medications can absolutely be culprits. Our sources pointed out various prescription drugs, including some types of birth control pills, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Some antidepressants, ironically, and steroids. These can all have side effects that directly include mood swings.
How do they do that?
Well, they can interfere with neurotransmitter systems or maybe hormone balances themselves, causing these emotional fluctuations. It's not just a minor inconvenience for some people.
It's a good reminder then to always talk about side effects with your doctor.
Always. Especially when starting something new.
Okay, so medications are one piece. But what about other physical health conditions? How do those play into our emotional state?
Oh, that's a huge area. Physical health and mental health are so incredibly intertwined, you really can't separate them.
Give us some examples.
Okay, so take polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS. It's a hormonal disorder affecting many women. It often comes with insulin resistance and chronic inflammation.
And those affect mood.
Directly. Both can disrupt brain chemistry, leading to increased anxiety, depression, and significant mood instability. It's not just a reproductive issue.
Yeah, what else?
Endometriosis is another one. It involves chronic pain and inflammation. That puts the body under constant stress.
Right, that makes sense.
And over time, that chronic stress can deplete neurotransmitters and elevate stress hormones like cortisol, which definitely drives mood swings.
Got it.
And then there are thyroid problems. This is a big one people might not connect.
How does the thyroid affect mood?
Well, both an overactive and an underactive thyroid can dramatically impact mood. An underactive thyroid, hypothyroidism, slows metabolism and can cause lethargy, depression-like feelings. Whereas an overactive thyroid, hyperthyroidism, can ramp things up, leading to anxiety, irritability, even panic attacks. It can really mimic mood disorders. And finally, think about blood sugar imbalances, like in prediabetes or diabetes. Sudden drops in blood sugar deprive the brain of its main fuel.
And that causes?
Immediate irritability, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, what many people would just call a sudden awful mood swing.
Yeah.
These physical conditions have direct neurological and emotional fallout.
That deeper explanation of the why for each of those is incredibly helpful. It really shows how systemic these issues can be, not just isolated symptoms.
Exactly.
And then we have the factors that sort of overlay everything, like stress and genetics. How do they fit into this already complex picture?
They're really foundational in a way. Chronic high-level stress acts as this powerful disruptor to our entire system.
How so?
Well, prolonged stress floods the body with cortisol. Over time, that can actually change brain structure and function, making us much more sensitive, more reactive to emotional triggers.
So like our baseline gets shifted.
Kind of. It's like our nervous system gets stuck on high alert. And then on the genetic side, our sources suggest some people simply have a genetic predisposition towards mood disorders.
Meaning it runs in families.
It can, yeah. Or they might have specific genetic markers making them inherently more susceptible to these emotional shifts. Their baseline for emotional stability might just be different from the start.
Wow. So it's not just what's happening inside us physiologically right now, but also how our body and mind react to the outside world and
Right.
even our inherited tendencies.
It's layers upon layers.
This really speaks to the broader impact.
Hmm.
And it makes me wonder, beyond the biological and the individual stuff, what role does our wider environment like culture and society play in all this?
That's such a crucial dimension and one that often gets missed in these conversations.
Yeah.
When we connect this to the bigger picture, these sociocultural influences have a surprisingly significant role in how mood swings are experienced, how they're perceived, and even how often they get reported.
How does that work?
Well, for instance, our sources suggest that the way women are taught to perceive and label their emotions right from a young age can actually influence the experience itself.
Really?
Yeah. If expressing strong emotions is seen as, hysterical or weak in a certain culture.
Which historically it often was.
Exactly. A woman might internalize that stigma, so she might either suppress her feelings or feel immense guilt and shame when she does experience these natural fluctuations.
That creates a terrible double bind.
It really does. The mood swings are real, biologically influenced, but the cultural expectation to always be pleasant or composed can stop women from even acknowledging their struggles.
Let alone seeking help.
Precisely. It prevents them from seeking support or even accurately describing their symptoms to a doctor. Think about that historical narrative where women's emotions were just pathologized.
We've made progress, but
We have, but remnants of those taboos still exist in many places. It makes open conversations really difficult. So raising awareness, actively encouraging these open discussions, it isn't just about being nice or supportive.
it's actually necessary for health.
It's a vital step in reducing stigma and genuinely improving access to care.
That's a truly profound insight. It's not just about what we feel, but how we're sort of allowed to feel it and express it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so knowing all this, the whole symphony, from the intricate hormonal dance to societal pressures, where do we go from here? What does this all mean for you, the listener, and how can we navigate these complex ups and downs in a practical way?
Right, the practical strategies.
Because managing mood swings isn't just about reacting when they hit, right? It's more about proactively creating healthy habits and building the right support system around you.
Absolutely. Being proactive is key.
And our sources offer some incredibly practical, really actionable tips that can make a real difference.
Let's get into those.
Okay, first up, your daily routine. Exercise regularly. And this isn't just about physical fitness, though. That's great, too. It's a powerful mood regulator.
How does exercise help mood specifically?
Well, physical activity releases endorphins, those famous feel-good chemicals, but it also helps stabilize blood sugar, reduces overall stress by literally burning off excess adrenaline and cortisol, and it significantly improves sleep quality.
All factors that tie back to mood.
Exactly. Think brisk walking, dancing, swimming, yoga. Consistency is really the key.
Makes sense. What's next?
Next, eat a balanced diet. Sounds basic, but what you put into your body profoundly impacts your hormones and your mental well-being.
Fueling your brain properly.
Right. Focus on whole grains, lean proteins, lots of fruits and vegetables. That helps stabilize blood sugar and mood. Maybe consider limiting excessive sugar and caffeine. Those can lead to energy crashes and heightened anxiety for some people.
Yeah, the sugar crash is real.
Totally. And don't forget key nutrients. Our sources specifically highlighted magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamin D as being directly linked to emotional health and mood regulation.
Good ones to keep in mind.
And a huge one. Get enough sleep. This is just non-negotiable for optimal brain function and emotional resilience.
Why is sleep so critical for mood?
When you're sleep deprived, your body actually produces more stress hormones and your emotional control weakens. It just makes you far more susceptible to mood swings. The aim should be a consistent 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night.
Easier said than done sometimes, but vital.
Absolutely. And finally, in terms of habits, try to integrate stress-reducing practices into your life. Find what works for you.
Like what kinds of things?
Could be mindfulness meditation, journaling your thoughts, guided breathing exercises, or even just spending time in nature or doing a creative hobby you enjoy. These practices actively calm your nervous system, lower cortisol, and can significantly lift your mood. It's about finding your personal reset button.
Those lifestyle habits are foundational. And beyond those, building that robust support network is just as crucial. You mentioned connection earlier, host.
I did, and it really can't be overstated. Lean on your support system.
Seriously.
Talking to someone you trust, a friend, family member, partner, it can genuinely ease those emotional burdens.
Feeling understood makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference. A strong network helps you feel understood, cared for, less alone when things feel rough. Remember, it's always okay to ask for help or just ask someone to listen when you're feeling off. Sometimes just voicing it helps.
Take some of its power away.
Exactly. And finally, maybe most importantly, seek professional help when needed. This is key.
When is it time to do that?
If your mood swings are severe, if they're long-lasting, or if they're consistently interfering with your daily life, your relationships, your work, it's genuinely important to talk to a doctor or a mental health professional.
They can give a proper assessment.
Right. They can properly evaluate whether something like therapy, medication, or maybe even hormone therapy might be the right path, especially for conditions we mentioned like bipolar disorder, PMDD, or clinical depression, which often need medical intervention to be managed effectively.
That's excellent advice. And this naturally leads to a question many listeners have. What about natural remedies? Are there things that can help on that front?
Yeah, that comes up a lot.
Our deep dive did reveal a few popular options, but, and this is important, they come with a critical caveat.
Okay, let's hear about them and the caveat.
All right, let's talk about some common ones. Magnesium, for instance. It's known to help calm the nervous system and regulate mood. It seems particularly helpful for some during PMS or perimenopause.
Where do you find magnesium?
Leafy greens, nuts, whole grains are good sources. Then there's vitamin D. Low levels are frequently linked to mood disorders, so getting enough sun exposure, safely of course, or taking supplements might help balance emotions by influencing neurotransmitters.
Okay.
Omega-3 fatty acids found in fish oil, flax seeds, they're crucial for brain health generally, and they may help ease symptoms of anxiety and depression.
Good fats for the brain.
Exactly. Now, for herbal options, chasteberry, also called Vitex, is quite popular as an alternative remedy for PMS symptoms.
How does it supposedly work?
It's believed to help balance certain hormones, potentially reducing irritability and sadness. Results vary, though.
Right.
Then there's St. John's wort. It's commonly used for mild to moderate depression and can be quite effective because it impacts serotonin levels, kind of like some antidepressants.
But there's a but here,
Yeah,
right?
big but.
Yeah.
Here's that critical caveat. St. John's wort is notorious for interacting with numerous medications. We're talking birth control pills, antidepressants, blood thinners, many others. These interactions can be dangerous.
So definitely not one to self-prescribe.
Absolutely not. And lastly, evening primrose oil is sometimes used for PMS-related mood swings, but the research on its effectiveness is honestly pretty mixed. Individual experiences vary wildly.
Okay.
So this is the vital reminder. Natural remedies are not one size fits all. Their effects vary hugely, and some herbs and supplements can cause significant side effects or interfere dangerously with other medications.
So the takeaway is?
Always speak with a doctor or another qualified healthcare professional before starting any new supplements, even if they seem natural. Finding the right combination for your unique system is key. Often it's about blending these alternative options carefully with healthy habits and professional medical advice. It's really about being informed and safe.
Informed and safe. That's a perfect way to wrap up our deep dive today. We've really covered a lot of ground.
We certainly have.
From that intricate hormonal symphony playing out across life stages, puberty, menstruation, pregnancy, menopause, to the profound influence of mental health conditions, medications, physical issues, stress, and even those subtle yet powerful societal expectations.
It's a complex web.
It really is. What stands out most to me is how undeniably complex these experiences are, but also how much power you gain just through understanding them.
Knowledge is power here.
Totally. Knowing why these shifts might be occurring, whether it's the predictable rhythm of PMS or something deeper, it gives you a crucial roadmap, a roadmap for better emotional control and ultimately better well-being. And remember, mood swings really become serious when they're frequent, when they're intense, or when they disrupt your daily life, your relationships, your ability to function at work or home.
It's about the impact.
Exactly. It's not just about suddenly going from happy to irritated for no clear reason, but how that pattern impacts your life overall. That's the signal that needs deeper attention.
And if we connect all this back to the bigger picture, What we've discussed today really just underscores the importance of taking a holistic approach.
Looking at everything together.
Right. Integrating those lifestyle adjustments we talked about, building strong support systems, and seeking professional guidance when it's needed. And crucially, it reminds us that being patient, being supportive, being non-judgmental, whether that's towards yourself or towards others experiencing these fluctuations, that's paramount.
Absolutely.
Which leads me to a final thought, maybe a question for our listeners to consider.
Okay.
How much more effectively could we navigate our own emotional landscape? And how much better could we genuinely support those around us if we approached mood fluctuations not with resignation or judgment, but with, say, informed curiosity and a real desire for personalized understanding?
Approaching it with curiosity instead of judgment, that's definitely something to mull over as you go about your day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into understanding mood swings in females. We really hope this knowledge empowers you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Scenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit scenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.